Crap, Hunter, buddy, stay with me. So I patched up my buddy. He's lost a lot of blood. How much, it's hard to say. So what can you do to improve your friend's odds of survival? That and more as we cover the C in the MARCH algorithm.
Fact, if you lose 2 liters or more of blood, you go into hypovolemic shock. You have a 50-50 chance of survival. So to put this into perspective, your femoral artery, you stick your thumb out, that's the size of it. And your femoral artery can pump out 2 liters of blood in about 90 seconds. So that gives you 45 seconds to get a tourniquet on, which is why we always say you should have one on your person. Mike, if a professional rescuer were to show up on this scene, what would they do?
They're probably going to start an IV on him and try to increase the circulation going out throughout their body.
Okay, and IVs are only for trained professionals?
Correct. You should not be doing that if you were not trained to do so. It's very invasive.
So because of the Good Samaritan law, which varies state by state, so make sure you look into your state and what it is, you can't put more holes into the body or new holes into the body. IV is included in that because you are putting a needle into somebody. So make sure it's a licensed professional, somebody who is trained in the military, things like that. Please do not go running IVs into people when you're responding onto scene. So now that we understand the severity of what happens if somebody goes into hypovolemic shock, let's talk about what you can do as a first responder. Checking pulse and keeping them warm.
For me, I would check 2 places for a trauma, either carotid or I would check a radial. Well, as you can see, his vein is right there. 2 fingers. It's almost right under the point of your jaw. So it's right here. So this is the radial nerve underneath the thumb. There's a little notch right there behind the thumb. You can put your fingers right in there, and it's hard to miss. Everyone's body is the same. You never use your thumb because your thumb has its own pulse, and it'll mess your numbers up, basically. You can still feel it, but it's going to throw you off. So always use your 2 fingers. So the next thing we'd use is a pulse oximeter, which will measure the amount of oxygen in your red blood cells. So you can put this on their finger and leave that there. Anytime you do an intervention, you want to recheck vital signs. If you move them, you put a tourniquet on, you put a Band-Aid on, you're going to want to recheck vital signs. So right now, if he was in a real traumatic injury or situation, it wouldn't be that good. So the top number is the pulse rate. The bottom number is how much oxygen concentration is going through the red blood cells. So he's at 98% oxygen saturation. So, and you want to stay within, in a perfect world, 91 to 100. Anything below 91, we would administer oxygen. Since most likely, most of you are not professional rescuers, been taught to start IVs, that would be my next step for this patient. However, you still want to keep them warm as best as you can. Another thing to consider is, depending on what kind of ground they're on, the ground or concrete is a superconductor. It will suck the heat out of your body. So you want to try and put something under them like a sleeping mat or a sleeping bag or something, insulate them from the ground. The reason why we want to keep the patient warm is if they're cold, it takes that much longer for the blood to clot. So the colder they get, the longer it takes for the blood to clot, and you want the blood to clot.
If you have any questions on circulation or the MARCH-E algorithm, feel free to check out our website. It has a phone number, a live chat, and email. We're here to answer your questions. refugemedical.com.
So what did you guys think about today's video? Have you ever had to render aid in a massive blood situation? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell icon so you get notified every time we upload a video and we go live. We will see you guys next time. Get up, Hunter.
Oh my God, I'm alive.
Oh my God.
I got work to do.
Yeah, get back to work, Hunter. Jeez, get out of here.
Clean up on aisle 6.